Come on now, y'all. You know what time it is. It's time for the Truth Bomb. And today's Truth Bomb is Truth Bomb Tuesday isn't for you. It's for me. See, this is me out loud processing thoughts, trying to figure out how I can do life better. And as I have these random ramblings, as I'm talking to myself through these things, most of the time that's what this is. It's me working out my thoughts. And sometimes I struggle to come up with stuff because I want this to bring value to anybody who decides to watch it, anybody who decides to give up 4 to 9 minutes of their time to listen to me blather on about, well, anything. I want it to at least be valuable. And I say that so that you guys understand something. I am just like you. I struggle through the same things that you do. I struggle through the same insecurities that you do. Now, they may not be absolutely identical. We know that. But they're similar in nature. And they're so similar that we need to share our experiences through things like this, mediums like this. This is what social media is supposed to do. It's supposed to help us share our lives and lift each other up. And for some reason, we've turned it into this place of comparison and belittling and bullying, and man, it's just gotten bad. But you can be a light in the darkness. And I'm going to share with you guys something. Some of you guys know my story, some of you don't. And I'm not going to get too detailed here, but I want you to understand something and understand where I'm coming from as I have these musings each week, okay? So the first thing you need to know about me, okay? My biological dad left before I was 2 years old. I never met him. I don't know him, okay? The man my mom married, the man I grew up calling dad, well, there's some good lessons he taught me, okay? He taught me a lot about protecting and being loyal to your family. He taught me a lot about working really hard. He taught me a lot about protecting my mom, and that's transferred into being very protective of my wife and my daughter. But other than that, the lessons I learned from him about being a man are not good. He was abusive, like domestic violence on cops level abusive on the regular. He was an addict, he was an alcoholic, and he was an adulterer. He cheated on my mom multiple times. Why she stayed through that, I don't know. It's a mystery I may never know, because I don't know if I have the desire to have that conversation. But that's what I grew up as a male role model for me, okay? According to statistics, that's what I should be, and I've chosen not to be that, okay? You add to that I was somebody in my teenage years who had friends in every group. I had a friend in any and every group because I was just cool with people. I didn't want to pick fights. I didn't want to be angry at anybody because I saw so much anger and violence, and I had my own anger and violence issues to deal with, that dealing with it in friends groups, I just didn't want to deal with it. But because I was friends with so many groups, I was also bullied by all those groups. I was made fun of on a consistent basis, belittled on a consistent basis by just about every group. The band people didn't like me because I was an athlete. The IB kids didn't like me because I wasn't smart enough to hang out with them. The average kids that I hung out with didn't like that I hung out with the jocks because I was an athlete. All of these groups, there were pockets of people in all of these groups who made my life miserable, to the point that, you know, when I hear about high school kids wanting to commit suicide or committing suicide because they were bullied, dude, I get it. I was there. I attempted twice. I didn't want to deal with it. Get into college and dealing with all that insecurity and dealing with all of that anger and belittlement, and then my family disintegrates. My dad finally just says, you know what, I'm done, packs up the bag and leaves my mom. Everything's in her name. He leaves my mom and my little brother while I'm away at college. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? I'm the oldest. It's like I have this pull of responsibility to go and take care of that, but also like I've got to do what I've said I'm going to do and finish college and do that. Guys, and I'm not telling you all this to get sympathy from you or to make you feel bad for me. What I'm trying to do is share pieces of my story to get you to understand that on social media and the internet, we portray these images of like we've got it all together, that we're perfect, that everything's all good. Folks, it's not. And that's why I started posting these videos. I want people to work through their stuff. It's the only reason I am where I am, is I started investing in making my life better because I was so sick of where it was. Now, any psychologist, any sociologist, any person that studies human beings and their psychology and their emotions would say that I should be a man with a much different temperament. But here's the thing. I chose different. I chose to be the end of all of those cycles of bullying and violence and just disgusting behavior. I just don't want to deal with it in my life, and you shouldn't either. You should not tolerate any of that from anyone around you, starting with you. So what does that have to do with the truth bomb? The truth bombs are for me. They are. It's very liberating to tell you guys, I am no different than you. I have seen the things that you have seen, okay? I have friends of every race, every religion, every sexual orientation. Like I'm connected to people in diverse groups. All of us have so many more similarities than we have differences, yet we let those minute differences separate us and cause anger and hatred and bitterness and violence. And I'm telling you right now, today needs to be the day that you choose to be the end of that. Always be focused on moving yourself forward, moving yourself towards better, so that the people who are connected to you start getting infected with the same thing, that they want to be better too, that they want to chase their dreams too, that they want to be good to the people that they're around too, that they want to help or heal the relationships that are broken too. That's what you should choose to be. I'm choosing to be that. I choose to be that every day that I can. All right? And I say that to tell you this. I still battle depression. I still battle insecurity. There are days that I get up and I feel like the most worthless human being on the face of the planet, and I've just put my feet on the ground. I get it. I just choose better. And you can sit there and say, well, it's easy for you to say. Yeah, it is easy for me to say. Do you know why? Because I'm doing it. I'm living proof that it's possible. You just have to choose. It is that simple. It's not easy. It's not easy. It is a daily struggle. But that struggle, folks, that struggle is worth it. So the truth bomb started out that these are for me. But everything that I go through in my head to post these for you, it's worth it. And I hope you find it worth it too. That's the truth bomb, folks. Go blow up life. Boom.